They all know. 'Cause, you know,
They all
talk.
know. They all know. So for me, in 2018, I pretty much manifested getting fired from my 9-to-5 job that I was working. At the same time, I realized pretty much everybody, including all my friends and family at that time, were just meant to be let go. So I just left everybody in 2018, and I don't know if my family knows what I do or not. Last time they checked, they think I'm the DoorDash Don. So, so that's where I'm at in it. So I haven't had to deal with family finding out, and I've had a supportive boyfriend this whole time. So it's been
zero fucks, right?
Yeah.
When they find out, so what?
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Danica?
Yeah, mine is interesting. So I've been doing this for 12 years, like I said, almost. And my entire family found out about a year into it. And the only way we found out is because my mom and my sister got together and wrote a really disgusting letter to my husband. I'm still married too, by the way. And basically it just said that, you know, and they're religious too. So he's not a man in God's eyes. Yeah, he's not a man in God's eyes. He's allowing me to go down this terrible path and all this other stuff. And basically, I was outed to the entire family, my aunts and uncles, and everybody knows. And I have been officially shunned from the family for 10 years now.
Welcome to the club.
I know. I have not spoken a word to any of them in 11 years.
So, my mom is religious, my dad is a whore, so I was a little concerned because, you know, I'm kind of a daddy's girl. And in 2011, I got nominated for Urban X Awards, and I was super excited. I drove cross country to LA because I was going to this award show, and my dad lives in LA. And so I'm going to go see my dad, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing in LA? Like, what made you drive across country?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm nominated for an award." So my dad's like, "Well, what kind of award are you nominated for? What do you do?" Because, you know, I was a photographer. And he was like, "What kind of award are you nominated for?" And I was like, "Well, I guess I gotta tell you." I was like, "I'm going up for Urban X Awards." And he was like, "What the fuck is that?" And I was like, "Well, it's kind of an adult entertainment award show." And he was like, "Oh, you do porn?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Oh, what are you up for? Best anal?" I don't want to talk about this anymore. He's like, "Good luck, I hope you fucking win. What kind of awards do they give, a butt plug?" And I was like, "I'll let you know." So my dad is actually really funny about it, and sometimes uncomfortably so, like, "Dad, I don't want to talk about butt plugs with you," but my dad has been very supportive. My mother, on the other hand, she's like loving me unconditionally, but every chance she gets, she pulls it out, and she's like, Ecclesiastes 9:14 says you should not be posting yourself nude on the internet. And I'm like, that's a really great verse, Mom. I'm sure somewhere in there it says, let's all be fucking human and fuck, because we got to make ourselves happy, right? So, yeah, that's my interesting dad story. It was hilarious. Well, it's hilarious now, not so much at the time. It was like, oh, Dad, I forgot. And then, you know, when I was younger, I remember my dad had this like crazy collection of Playboy. He had a storage unit, and when my dad ended up going away for 2 years, he was in the military, and he ended up on a project, and he was like, "You guys gotta clean out my storage unit," but no warning. Like, there's like 4,000 Playboys. So we go in there, and I'm like, you know, I'm like 14, and I'm like, "Oh my God, she's got some big knockers." And my stepmom's like, "Oh my God, you shouldn't be looking at that." And I'm like, "Dad's a slut. He's a slut." So, yeah. Any more questions? Yes, what's your question?
My question is, how difficult is it to come up with new content?
How difficult is it to come up with new content? I am about to do a spoiler alert. It is not hard at all. Let me tell you why. Content and fetish and all of the things that we can do. We've got some ladies that are filming right now. Not you guys are filming us, but unless you want to come up here and get nasty, but we usually send them on a release. But no, for us, it's basically bringing you into our daily lives. I monetize everything. Brushing my teeth, washing my face, and I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. All of that is considered content. I do like a vlog style, come into my life. And what people find is it's really not that exciting. Like, this is the most exciting 3 days of the last, several weeks. Because I sit on a computer and I'm nerding out and, loading content, coming up with descriptions and keywords. And so coming up with new content is just about stepping outside of the box and realizing that everything about you and your life is interesting to someone. And it is all monetizable. So that's my answer. Go ahead, Mary. Or let's start with Danica, we'll just come right back down.
For me, it does get difficult. Sometimes I get stuck in a rut. And a funny story, the other day I was just like, what the fuck am I gonna do now? Like, I've done everything. I've been in the industry for so long. And so I decided to record a video that was basically just me talking shit, like, you are never gonna have me. And it's my most sold video right now. And I'm just showing myself and I'm like, you will never touch this. You will never, feel how soft my skin is, all that kind of stuff. My most sold video so far right now.
Video going, by the way?
My garden video? Yeah, that one too.
She said she's gonna go get in the garden and do some gardening. I'm like,
Yeah.
take your camera with you.
Yeah, pulling weeds out of my garden in like a bikini top.
Bend over, show your thong,
Yep.
make it sexy. I just go to the grocery store.
Yes.
Like, put the camera on the thing and I'll be like bending over like, oh, I just dropped something. Whoops.
Yeah.
I forgot these contacts. Go ahead, Paisley.
Okay, so first off, I do have a YouTube channel that I had this pile of notes that I've taken over the past 4 years, and I just realized I have a lot of creative ideas that I'm not gonna be able to do, so I let all the ideas out on my YouTube channel, Paisleehaze, check it out. But what I tell other people that ask, how can I come up with something new? Just go to the websites and look up the fetish tags or just all the different tags, from cum eating instructions to jerk off instructions to BBW, all the different ways you can classify yourself. Glasses, blonde hair.
Everything is a fetish.
Look up, there's balloons, popping balloons, pedal pumping in your car, acting like you trying to get your car to
Cutting
start.
your toenails.
It's endless content ideas.
Washing your hair, dyeing your hair, trying on a wig. There you go. See, and that's how you come up with new content. You just go down the list.
Yep.
Yeah, so just trying something new. I like to look at, I go on Night Flirt because they have all the different categories, and I'll just look. I'm like, oh, okay, I haven't tried this. Let me see if I can do this, or
That's how I did it for the first time. This looks like a really good category.
yeah, I could do this.
I can do that.
A lesson that I learned really early on was that my fans don't really want anything new. They want the same thing, just filmed again. So they want me to tell them that their dick is small at the beach, or they want me to tell them that their dick is small in my front yard, in my car,
In the backyard.
just in a different way. With I don't.
Yes.
But new stuff is also inspired just by your daily life. Honestly, I'm like, oh, I just saw a NASCAR race. Let me put a NASCAR jacket on and tell them that their dick is small. Just anything and everything can inspire you in that way.
In the airplane bathroom. I mean,
Exactly.
anything.
I don't feel like I have too much to add to this that you guys all haven't added. I do a lot of try-on videos, so that's kind of where I found my motivation is. And my niche thing is I love trying on clothes, and people like to watch me do it. So just filming on, I'll have friends that are like, hey, these clothes don't fit me or whatever, and so it's endless and awesome. But coming up with new content is just like all of these girls are saying, just whatever you think wouldn't work well. So
Just try new dick.
yeah.
Any volunteers? Any volunteers to look at the new dick? Oh, hey, I like girls too. Oh, look, we got lots of volunteers.
So a lot ideas come from fans or from like calls I get on Night Flirt. I get a lot of very unusual calls on Night Flirt, and that inspires me to do videos. But also, I am very open to trying different things, different people. Like for the first time a few days ago, I did ball busting and I did sounding. You know, like I'm open to trying different fetishes and seeing, you know, if they sell for me and seeing if I like doing them. Like I've done like, I have actually ridden a giant balloon while being pegged at the same time. Like I've done just the strangest thing you can think of, just to try it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I guess I'm trisexual.
My highest selling content is, spoiler alert, warning, farts.
Yes.
Fart content, I was doing hardcore boy girl and girl content, and it was starting to become like, this is kind of like, whack. And then I had this guy that was like, I will pay you so much money to fart. And so I was like, what? I don't have to rely on someone else. Because you know when you shoot porn, the dick doesn't always work. Sometimes, you know, it works too good, and you forget that you're supposed to be video. Like, listen, when you're working with other people, it can be difficult. So I was like, you just want me to fart? And he was like, yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. Can I use this to sell to other people? Because I was curious, is this gonna be like a big money maker? And I threw it up online, and the next thing you know, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And I'm like, well, if my hardcore stuff isn't selling like that, but my farts are, I can do that easily. Like, okay. And a lot of it's fake, you know. Well, not a lot of it. Some of it's fake. Now I do real stuff, and it's like literally, I'll be at Walmart, I'll be like, oh my God, I gotta do it right now. I hope nobody's in the aisle. You know, they're like, oh my God, I'm so hot. So, you know, farts. There you go, new content, and you just know the word. Like it's super easy. So there you go.
I can't remember who told me. I feel like it was one of you girls who told me the other day that they had a fan who told them that they wanted to smell her farts because it was so intimate smelling your inside.
Yes, that was.
That was you?
I think it might have been me.
That
Maybe
might
it was
have been-
you.
No. Well, maybe it was Autumn, but somebody
Autumn.
literally
It was
said,
Autumn.
yes, like it's intimate to smell your insides.
Yes.
Okay. Well, on that note, who wants to derail? Any more questions?
What?
Oh, of course. I carry a can of spray in my pocketbook and some wet wipes. What's your question?
I have a girlfriend that has been off and on thinking about starting an OnlyFans, and I can only do so much to like reassure her that if she wants to do it, that it would be a good thing to try, or like, but I don't know the industry myself, so I don't really know like what actual tips to give her.
Okay, so the question is, her girlfriend is interested in starting an OnlyFans and she's not sure how to reassure. The first thing I'm gonna say is, if she's not comfortable being on the internet, exit. Once you put yourself on the internet, it is forever. So it has to be something that you are 1000% okay with. Once you're okay with it then, to reassure her, just let her know, you are monetizing your entire life. You don't have to do things that you're not comfortable with. That's the great thing about OnlyFans. You are in charge of what you want to shoot. You can decide to shoot orgies and gangbangs and all the fun stuff, or you can shoot playing with your belly. You can shoot foot fetish. You can shoot brushing your teeth and washing your face. I have no idea why that's a fetish, but it is. And, you know, you can take it wherever you want to. And it's something she has to want to do on her own. There's nothing you can say that'll push her. She just has to decide that that's what she wants. And it could be a confidence issue. It could be something where she's not sure someone would want to see her naked. And so that's something that she'll have to come upon as far, you know, in her journey, when she gets to a place where she's finding her confidence and insecure with her body or whatever it is that she may be going through. And sometimes for people, it's sex trauma. You know, it's wanting to do it, but that sex trauma kicks in, and then it makes it, you know, that's a brain thing, that's a mind thing that tells you over and over again, you know, whatever it is that you go through. For me, that was my situation. Like, I went through something very young, and then my whole life I believed I was fat and ugly and whatever else they told me. And one day I was like, fuck this is not the life for me. And you know, but I had to get there on my own, through my own journey, and I got stomped on a lot along the way. But, you know, there's no advice for that except, you know, you gotta just be there for her. Buzzkill.
Hopefully to flip the buzzkill around that. In those moments where you were starting to transition from not having any confidence because everyone told you ugly or whatever, to trying to find the confidence for yourself, how do you find the clothes that you felt looked good in, or you felt good in, and finding that comfort?
So when that happened for me, it was before the internet was the internet. And so finding that kind of stuff was very difficult. This wasn't something, like, you know, at the time I think we really just had Torrid and like Catherine's, and like the selection was so limited. And so what I started doing was buying smaller stuff and just making it my size. If I could fit, it's mine, it's my size. And so through that, I just started, you know, stretching clothes out, which became a fetish, and it's good content, by the way. But I just started wearing things that I never wore before, like tube dresses and things that were very tight and fitting. And then it just kind of grew from there. So you just wear some slut stuff. Put on some thigh highs, you know, from Carrie's Closet. Shameless plug. Yeah, who's got thigh highs in here? Yes. I can't wait to see them on you. But yeah, I started wearing like lingerie. Start with lingerie. Now there are so many options. There's so many options for plus size women. So I definitely say start with lingerie, because when you see yourself in some, first of all, when you put lingerie on and like stockings and heels and, you know, the whole wardrobe outfit, it is a huge, huge change. Like you just feel something. It's almost like the clothes themselves have some like slut glitter and then some slut dust, and you're like, oh shit, I'm feeling sexy. I don't know. That it works for me. I know a lot of other people experience the same thing, so put on some lingerie. I'm sure he'll appreciate it.
I think for me, it was more about changing my attitude before the clothes. It's not the clothes that make you confident, it's you that makes you confident. So, like, I noticed that after I started doing porn, I started dressing differently. Like, I went through my slut clothes phase, and I was wearing, like, those TikTok leggings and matching crop tops.
You went through that? I think you still are.
Okay, yeah, I guess I still am, but I feel like I've toned it down a little bit. But I mean, I was going like.
Are you sure?
I was being slut crazy.
What were you wearing?
Yeah. I mean, I'm an Exxotica, so I'm slut crazy. But hey, you can be slut crazy or crazy slut, doesn't matter.
Anybody else?
I think you kind of just have to ignore yourself for a little bit, right? Like, your brain is telling you you are not, like, this doesn't look good on you, but everybody else sees you and it's like, you look fine. You look good, girl. So it's about, like, separating your emotions from your logic a little bit. I think that's how it worked for me. A lot of the times I go, well, this doesn't look good, and then I'm like, girls, how are you looking? They're like, you look great. What are you talking about? You're crazy. So a lot of it is just retraining your brain, like Mary said.
Yeah. I think my retraining, it was definitely a training, like mentally, a mental thing that you go through, you know, and because you have these people that are telling you you're sexy and you're beautiful, and you still aren't fully believing it. You're wondering if it's a trap, if it's a trick, if it's, you know, what it is. So for me, I just pretended that I was Christina Aguilera in Burlesque in my mind, and was like, they're telling me that's what I look like. That is like, let's just roll with it. And so I started to just pretend that that's who I, you know, not on that real, but that I was that sexy and that I looked that good, because if that's your opinion, like, I'm gonna slay it for your opinion, right? Because fuck what I say right now. So that was my mental trick. That worked for me. I just picked who I thought was like so sexy. At the time it was that. And I just rolled with it, so.
Yes.
My question is, basically, like, when you get started in the industry, whether you're doing the phone sex or the OnlyFans or whatever, I mean, how long does it take before you feel like financially solvent
happens is you go through a period of learning about yourself. You learn about the kind of content that sells for you, and it's different for each and every one of us. You find the things that you're good at, you find the things that you like, and then you find the things that you've monetized that are becoming very lucrative. And it can be you chose the right few things from the very beginning, and boom, you're making money instantly. And then it can be a longer process where, you know, you might start out, for me, I started out with hardcore, which wasn't terribly, like, I wasn't poor, but it wasn't my, like, the farts became my moneymaker. So I think it's just something that you have to jump in, and it's an exploration, it's a journey, it's finding, it's something that you learn about yourself. Like, there's things that I said I would never fucking do, ever, but I did them. And some of those things became lucrative. Farting. I said I would never fart on camera, ever. I was like, that's not for me, that's so disgusting, why? Oh, I don't care how much I pay. And then eventually I was like, fuck it. You know, try anal, do some farting, you know, have a gangbang, why not? So, yes. How much I've made off of fart videos? So the chick that made all those millions of dollars, that is totally a gimmick. It is a total marketing bullshit. For me, I would say, on average, I probably make about $2,000-$3,000 a month just on farts. On a bad month. On a bad month.
That's a lot of.
I also sell face masks with farts on them. I sell panties with farts on them. I sell
Farts in a jar.
Farts in a jar. I sell story times. I talk about how a fart broke up a relationship because I eat a lot of foods that make me fart a lot, and you know, when you're having sex and you fart, it is not attractive. And he was like, I can't fuck with you anymore. And I was like, well, goddamn. So yeah, I just tell story times, and some of them are real, some of them aren't. I really did have someone break up with me because I farted too much. But anyways, yeah, you just.
We're being told to wrap it up.
Yeah, so you gotta be creative. Are we done? Are you kicking me out?
Yes.
Oh, the floor is closed. Well, hot diggity. Thank you everybody for coming to our seminar. Give everybody a round of applause. Thank you. Go out there.